Hey babies, welcome back to my channel. So jumping right into the video, as you guys can see, I have about 1.5 inches of leave out. I did not do this around my perimeter, but I do have it in a full sleeve ponytail with a little bit of Eco Styler gel, and that is it. So I'm going to be using one wig cap today. Of course, you can find this at any local beauty supply store. Actually, you can find it in anywhere, even Walmart. So I'm going to be taking this lightly flesh toned, I guess like crayon pen, I think it's actually like an eyeliner, to actually just completely line out my parting area, or the area that I don't want pretty much any glue to get on. So this is going to be my leave out area, and so I'm doing this for beginners. If you guys are experienced with this, obviously you can skip that step, but if you are a beginner, this will help you tremendously with laying tracks. So I go ahead and part out the additional area behind my ear, and then of course I use the track itself to measure exactly where I want that to wrap around from ear to ear. So once I got that cut out, which usually I do it while the wefts are doubled because yeah, just to avoid having to do the same process in the same area twice, I go ahead and double the tracks all the way up. So I do have my Salon Pro 30-second glue, and I'm just literally placing the tracks in a curved up position, and then also a little bit in front of the wig cap itself. So I'm not putting the track end or the tip of the track directly on the wig cap, like I'm putting it a little bit in front of it so that it holds on to not only my head but also the wig cap. So in case you guys are wondering, how does the cap stay on, does it move around and things like that, that's the trick. So curve them up and then always make sure that the tips are a little bit in front of the actual wig cap. And so I don't cut the tracks like into really small sections, just because I find it a lot easier to I guess pretty much do this while they are longer, and just kind of continue the process going upward. That way, again, you get the most out of the hair. So if you lay the tracks in a curved position, you cover, I guess, more areas of the head in a faster way, or at a faster pace than you would if you cut them short and started from like the absolute nape of your neck upward. So that's another little tip and trick for you. I'm consistently showing you like the front and the back of my hair because I really want you guys to get an idea of where I laid these tracks and how to continue to place them. So I'm going to go ahead and take this same marker to show you a very good guideline when you're doing side parts. So obviously if this was a middle part, it should be even all the way up, but because it's a side part, you are going to need a little bit more hair on either the left side or the right side. And to make sure that everything is lined up, you want to make sure that you have about 1 inch to 2 inches around your leave out section off, so that you are not putting any tracks there, because you want to just fill in the gaps the whole way up, as you guys can see. So yeah, so I'm just literally going from side to side, and this is kind of where it gets messy. You don't really, not really messy, but you don't have to be so precise in the placement of the tracks, because you're ultimately just trying to fill the space. So I do kind of put them far apart, maybe about 1 inch, maybe about 1/2 inch in between each track, just to make sure that everything lays as natural. I didn't want to use too much hair, and at this point I think I was just starting to get into the second bundle of hair. And again, all the details will be posted. I'm saying again, I never even told you guys this. All the details for the hair will be listed down in my description box below as well. And so this is a body wave. I do have a 18, 18, and a 16 inch, and then of course I got a closure, but obviously I'm not going to be using that today. So this is from UNicehair. Definitely make sure to check it out. If they give me a coupon code, I'll also be sure to give you guys that in my description box as well. But yeah, so I'm just continuing up, and then like I said, you can follow that last guideline to go ahead and just use that I guess as like a placement of where that last track needs to go, and then always make sure that you're curving that track and putting it a little bit in front of the cap, because it will hold it tight. This is what will allow your quick weaves to last about 1 month or 1.5 months, sometimes 2 months, depending on how that works out. And this just proves to you that you really don't have to do the quick weaves with the braid down. So for you girls that don't know how to braid, do not worry, you literally just pull it into a ponytail and keep it moving. So now that we've gotten to the leave out area and it is a little bit curved, you want to make sure that you are putting your tracks in the perfect possible position. So I'm going to leave about, at this point, 1/2 inch of space from my actual leave out, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill everything else in. So if that means I need to put a little bit more on the left or the right, vice versa, you do that until you reach those lines again before deciding to go ahead and start to cut, cutting the wig cap or anything like that, because you don't want it to split back, because that will happen. I know you guys I get a lot of questions about that. You guys ask me that all the time, so I'm going to show you a trick to keeping that cap in place as well. And so yeah, so as you get closer to the leave out area, you want to make sure that you're still curving the tracks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the invisible part method, but if your hair is short, this will definitely help you with the blending process as well. You can do this on either side if you want. I only did it on my right, your left side, but you can also do it on the, I guess, the opposite side as well if your hair is a little bit shorter and you need help with blending. So yeah. Once you got all that done, you guys can see all that I have left out now is just that leave out area and then a little bit more of the cap. So I'm taking my hairspray. You can pretty much use whatever you want. I'm just really locking the cap in place. Obviously, this is my Gotta Be Glue hairspray, so I'm just using that in combination with the blow dryer just to make sure that everything stays in place. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut out the cap. So yeah, once that is nice and secure, and it gets kind of hard, so that's actually good because it's easy to rinse out of your hair. You guys know it's just some hairspray, so at most it may have a little bit of alcohol in it, which is kind of drying, but outside of that you should be fine. And then go ahead and just pretty much cut the remaining parts of the cap, and you want to do this slowly because you don't want to cut your actual hair. So if you need help, definitely don't be afraid to ask for assistance. But yeah, as you guys can see, I've completely pulled out my leave out area. And that is pretty much that. So yeah, and now I don't have to worry about the glue being like on my hair or anything. And as you guys can see, it kind of went a little bit too far in this area, so I literally just cut that off, and the cap is still in place because again, all the other parts are pretty much covered. So there we go, and the cap is not going anywhere. I don't know why I tugged on it like that, but you want to go ahead and cut out that final track, which should just line up perfectly. And you are pretty much all set from here. So make sure you have it in place. Go ahead and hit it with the blow dryer real quick. You don't have to do this throughout your hair, but on this last track, I recommend doing it because you are putting it right in like a parting space. So you definitely want that glue to kind of dry down fast and not melt into other areas of your hair. So go ahead and brush everything out. At this point, you will get some type of shedding, obviously, because you've been cutting the tracks and then gluing them down. Usually with quick weaves, you end up not getting as much shedding as like a sew-in because it's glued like from end to end. But yeah, so get rid of that initial shedding. And then here, of course, I did end up cutting about 2 to 3 inches off of the hair because I wanted to go for more of a natural look. So something right below my collarbone. Then I'm taking my Canva flat iron, or it's a thermal styling spray number 19, just to help me silk press the hair because of course it is a body wave and it was not like previously co-washed. Usually co-washing your body wave hair and allowing that to like dry, you will be able to straighten it a little bit easier than going straight from bundle or package hair to a flat iron. So keep that in mind. And so here I'm using my Babyliss 1-inch flat iron and pretty much just going through the hair. This did take me about, in total, I believe about 1 hour and 30 minutes, which is not too bad to do a full weave and stuff like that, styling included. And it should last me about a month to 2 months. But you guys know I literally will probably have this style for like 2 days, and that will be that on that. So now is a very good time to go ahead and subscribe if you guys are not already. Turn on your post notifications because I have a ton of more tutorials to come from this. And then of course, if you guys are not or have not already had a chance to check out my other quick weave videos, then definitely make sure to check those out, where I show you how to do kind of like some half up, half downs, some bob styles and things like that. So, but if you guys have been here before, then you already knew that. Okay. So anyway, I'm just still going through the hair, and as you guys can see, that flat iron spray kind of works as like a light holding spray, to where it pretty much just locks the hair in place and then allows you to easily silk press everything out. And so it doesn't leave like any chalky residue, doesn't make the hair feel oily or anything like that. So this has been like my #1 product when it comes to flat ironing like bundled hair, or like, you know, wigs and weaves and stuff like that. So yeah, now that you've pretty much gotten, you know, all the hair straight as possible, I did actually go back and kind of trim the ends a little bit more, and then of course I cut a little bit of layers toward my bang. You guys can see I'm just lightly doing this in like a diagonal motion. If you're not familiar with how to cut layers, I believe I have a detailed video on that as well, but if not, and hopefully you're a visual learner, you should pretty much just get the process, starting from about the bottom of my chin and kind of just cutting down in a diagonal motion, literally layer by layer, kind of going back a little bit more each time. So yeah, there we go, y'all. My lips were so dry in this damn video. I had coconut oil like right beside me. I don't know what's going on, but my lips have been so dry. I must be dehydrated, I'm not sure. But anyway, just doing my final pass with the flat iron over all the hair, and kind of just make sure that everything is completely smoothed down. There's no lumpy areas in the base, and as you guys can see, it's a really nice and pretty luster and length as well. It looks really, really natural, so I was loving that. And then for my natural hair, of course, because you guys know I've been on this heat-free journey, I'm using my Chi Thermal Flat Iron Spray. I know you guys are always attacking me about these heat protectants, so y'all better not come for me this time, okay? This is the first time I've literally like straightened my hair since I told you guys that I was going on my heat-free journey, which I believe was about 4 months ago. So I am excited about that. And honestly, I've already taken out my hair since this video was created, and my hair curled right back up, so I'm so proud about it in regards to that. But yes, I'm just going through and straightening everything. And like I told you guys, my hair was wet when I made this video, so obviously I had gel on all the other areas of my ponytail, but not this leave out area. So I put the thermal spray on there, and then I went ahead and went through with the blow dryer just to kind of blow everything out to make sure obviously it was dry before attempting to do like a flat iron. So that's kind of why you're getting this kinky curly textured situation happening right now. Alright, so I'm just blowing that out, and you guys, I got this mini travel blow dryer, I think in a BoxyCharm. I think it was like their 3 months mega box or something like that. I was like, wow, that's so cool. It came with like a blow dryer and also a mini flat iron as well. So yeah, just pressing out my hair, and as you guys can see, literally one pass did the job. But I did notice that my hair was a little dry, so I can clearly see that I needed a trim. And now that my hair is just kind of growing out from that, you know, partially natural, and the other part is like that heat damage, so it's just kind of textures on top of textures, okay? So I'm just smoothing this other side down as well, just kind of going through, and yeah, I'm pretty much going to finish the same process, and then I will be right back. So now that everything is smoothed down, I'm going to be taking some of my Cream of Nature Argan Oil. I believe this is the Extra Holds Edge Control, to actually rub over the tops of my hands and then lightly on the tops of my leave out area. So not dragging it down onto the weave too much, but definitely on my leave out area. And I use this to smooth and really melt my hair into I guess the bundle hair without having to go back through with a flat iron. It literally works like a dream. So if you guys have a more kinkier texture, definitely try it out and let me know how you feel about it, and just use a brush to kind of go through it to, you know, pretty much lock everything into place, y'all. I'm struggling right now. I'm struggling. But anyway, so I am using some of my edge booster just to get these edges in. What's her? I wasn't really sure like how I was gonna style them, but yeah, it ended up working out in the end. And then taking some of my Cream of Nature. I'm taking some of my Cream of Nature spray, y'all. I got the most going on right now. To pretty much just add some shine to my hair, and this is pretty much the final look, you guys. I definitely love this style. The hair was extremely soft, bouncy, full, and definitely gave me that kind of like natural look, like if you were to just silk press some natural hair. It looks really, really pretty and really natural. So definitely make sure to leave any comments or questions down below. Let me know what you think about it. And again, all the details on the hair will be listed in my description box. If you are not already subscribed, go ahead and take care of that. Turn on your post notifications. I love you guys. Stay pretty, and I will see you in part 2, where I pretty much give you a styling video, and then all questions in regards to these quick weaves will be answered in the 3rd video. So definitely make sure that you are on the lookout for those. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye, babies.